Rounding decimals, adult weight measurement. Hannah arrives at the doctor's office for her annual sports physical to determine that she is in good enough health to play sports at the high school. When she gets on a scale, it reads 155.7 pounds. Since Hannah only needs her general weight recorded, the healthcare professional would want to round to the ones to get a whole number for her weight. Therefore, the healthcare professional would then be looking at the 7. Let's go ahead and circle that, because that is to the right of the 5, which is the ones place. And so as 7 is between 5 to 9, we know we are rounding up. So we will be putting down in the charts that she is 156 pounds. So before we move any further, let's learn more about rounding decimals. Decimals are parts of the whole. We will be naming the place values for the decimal. It is helpful to begin with the ones place. That way we can identify the ones place that is always to the number to the left of the decimal point. Next, we'll be naming the digits to the right of the ones place. It is the mirror image to the ways that we name the numbers to the left of the ones place. However, instead of just writing tens, we have tenths. Essentially, we've just added THS. Next, we have the hundredths place. And then the next place, the thousands. We just continue to add that THS. And then we would have the 10,000s, and then the 100,000s, and then finally the millions. So as you can see, the right-hand side is very closely looking like the left-hand side in naming. The same rules that we use to round whole numbers also apply to decimals. We will first identify the place value to round to. Let's look at this example. Round 5.12387 to the nearest thousands. So we're going to start with the ones place, which is where the 5 is, right? And then now we're going to move to the right of the decimal, which is the tenths to the hundredths to the thousands. Let's underline that thousands place. Now we're going to circle the 8 because that is the next digit that we're looking to see if we round up or down. As 8 is between 5 to 9, we know we are rounding up. And so our new number can become 5.124. This is our answer. Now, you might have noticed that we didn't add any zeros. This is because adding zeros at the end of a decimal number doesn't actually change the value. And so we actually don't need them anymore. But this is only for decimals. So let's look at another example now. Example 3. We're rounding the same number, except now we're actually rounding it to the same, but to the hundredths place. So let's kind of remember that we go from the ones to the tenths to the hundredths. Underline that too, because that's our 100th location. So now we're going to circle the 3, because that's going to indicate if we round up or down. As it's between 0 to 4 though, we are going to be rounding down. So our new number becomes 5.12. That is our solution. So to review, once again, we always round up if it's between 5 to 9, and then we round down if it's between 0 to 4. Now that we've covered the basics about rounding decimals, let's look at the rounding rules back to our weight scenario. So Helga is going to have a knee replacement surgery. In order to determine how much anesthesia she will need, the healthcare professional needs to acquire her weight to the nearest hundredth. When Helga steps on the scale, it reads 214.13015. What number should the healthcare professional record on her chart? And so we are looking at the hundreds location. Remember, we go from the ones to the tens, which is right to the right of the decimal, to the hundreds, the 3. Underline the 3. Then we can circle the 0, because that's to the right of what we are looking to see what we round. And so 0 is between 0 to 4, so we are going to be rounding down. So the healthcare professional will be writing in the chart her weight as 214.13 pounds.